Hello everyone! After having spent some time back home in Europe and Axel fully recovered after his hernia operation, we are excited to be back in Australia and to share more about our wonderful project, building Wilda. In case this is the first time you're watching, Wilda is a Schionning Wilderness 1340 sailing catamaran that has spent too many years in a shed in Australia without being finished. Axel bought the boat in 2019 and since then, with COVID, jobs and everything in between, we managed to make a few trips down under and made some progress on the build. Of course, with a massive project like this one, we are not yet done. But we are pushing forward and we do hope that sometime soon we will be out there on the water. In case we manage to spark your interest to find out more about building Wilda, what changes we made on the boat and how did it go, do have a look at our previous videos to see where we started and where we are now. In this episode, we will continue the journey and will show you how we made and installed Wilda's handrails. Before we left, we took a few measurements of the aft of Wilda, planning for handrails. While we were away, between gathering with families and friends, Axel managed to find some time to create the design of the handrails using the measurements that we took. He entered the data in a program called Fusion 360 and from there he designed Wilda's future handrails. Then he exported the file and shared it with a welder who followed the plan and executed the beautiful product. Stay with us to have a look and see the result.
This is the end result, and they're really nicely done. So done by Steve's Custom Welding, not sponsored or anything, or no discount, just I think a really good job. They look great. Will they fit though? That's up to me, if I design them right. He's made them very close to my drawings, and yeah, if they fit and look right is a completely different question, but I think they will. So I'll try to split these and somehow get one of them to sit on the rail up here without falling down. So, after some taping and stuff, I got this handrail in, and I hope you can see it, because and I think it looks pretty good. Needs to be a little bit straighter, and yeah, and it's obviously not supposed to be stuck to the boat with with tape, but so that's a mock-up, and I thought, from measuring this loosely on the side to putting it in the computer to giving that drawing to a welder and to then getting this piece back to the boat, I'm amazed that I got it, or that it ended up this good. Just a centimeter here and a couple of centimeters there, so I'd have to lower it, tilt it a little bit forward. That's pretty close. So I was excited, super good. And then I figured, okay, let's see the other side. Nah, precision was not what I thought it would be. So the welder got the curve right, and these three legs on the curve, pretty close, you know, millimeters off, look really good. Got the distance from here to there, all right. But this leg on the port side, 5 centimeters shorter. So it was, yeah, hanging in the air, which isn't great for a handrail, I think. And then I thought, but I did ask him to make all the legs longer. So I measured them and compared them to my drawings, and yes, all the legs, including the short one, are longer than what I had designed. So we're fine. On the port side, I've mocked it up, and this handrail is also secured with tape. So, but yeah, doesn't look half bad. And I've mocked it up on the, well, sitting outside the boat, so that I can decide where to cut the 3 remaining legs off. And this is probably what I'm going for. I'm super happy. It's going to work out great. To get the handrail in place, I need some stanchion bases like the ones I've got, like these. And I don't have any more of this tube. And I can't find anywhere online that sells it. They are for sale for sure. I just can't find anything. So what I need is a mold of some sort that's the same diameter as this hole. And then I'll just wrap some glass around it and have that cure. And from that I'll have a pipe. So making a fiberglass tube. What do we have to work with? We have lots of options for mandrels, stainless steel. I'm going with plastic. Not for any particular reason other than I think it might lead to less waste. And I'll only need to do this one time because I need about 1 meter of tube. And this is way longer than 1 meter. So I'll cut 1 meter of glass, buy about 1 meter, so 1 square meter of glass. That should, if I counted right, give me about 10 laps around this tube. We want about 5 millimeters thickness. So this is 25 millimeters. That would mean the total diameter of this would be 35. This is a bit bent. That might be a problem for me to remove when I have to remove this from inside the tube. To avoid that problem, my plan is to wrap this in plastic, a few laps of plastic, and try not to get any epoxy onto this plastic tube at all. It should, in theory, allow me to pull the tube out, leaving the plastic inside the new fiberglass tube once it's cured, in theory. And then it should be easy enough for me to pull out the plastic that hopefully will not stick too hard to the epoxy. So my plan is to wet this out and then roll so this wasn't half as easy as I thought it would be, and clearly I have not gotten the glass tight enough to the previous layer, and I have tried and tried again to sort that out, and I don't think I can. So what I'll do instead is I'll wrap this with plastic, or just a short layer of plastic. I'll probably use this bag actually, and then I'll use a heap of what's it called, painter's tape, to masking tape, to try to squeeze out all the excess air. This is not going to be, I hope this is going to work, because and I guess we'll see tomorrow if it does. So that didn't quite go as planned. It's much harder to make a fiberglass tube than I thought it would be. So, and having such a long tube, well, it's a pretty short tube really, it's only 1 meter, but that makes it even more difficult. I wasn't able to get tension on the glass as I'm pushing it onto the mandrel, the plastic pipe. So I couldn't squeeze out enough extra resin and not enough extra air. I had this plan about putting plastic around and then squeezing it out with tape afterwards, and yeah, that only worked to a degree. The plastic disintegrated. I used the garbage bag that I used when laying up the glass to give me a clean surface. So that disintegrated. So this is it in all its glory. Yeah. So first, there's a whole bunch of tape here, and I'm probably gonna have to sand half of it off. There's some plastic underneath, and now there's it's gonna be a mess. Yeah, I haven't done this before. So, again, learning by doing. This is epoxy. And from all the mess I made yesterday, I really shouldn't be surprised. The tape is now epoxy reinforced. Yeah, this is clearly not how you make a piece of fiberglass pipe. I should have probably checked on YouTube a couple of times before doing this. Thought it would be easier. So, now what? I have my 8 stanchion bases all cut a little bit long. They still are covered in tape and stuff on the outside. That'll sand off easy enough. It's a bit of work. And after removing the plastic on the inside, stainless steel stanchion fits pretty good, with a little bit of wobble, which I wanted because the ones that don't have that don't like having paint in there. But what I didn't expect was the plastic on the inside to have folded this much. I thought that was tighter around the glass. So the inside isn't exactly round. Which is, of course, only a cosmetic defect. I had too much plastic on the inside. I laid too many layers at once. without being able to put any pressure on it or tension on the different layers. And yeah, that's most of what I did wrong. So it also seems like I managed to get some plastic in between layers of fiberglass. In the beginning here. Start over. Question is, do I mind having this defect? Yeah, they don't look great. They really don't. Will they work? Yes. Question is it worth the extra work, effort to make them look good? Yeah, I'll have to do some thinking.
As usual, the Handrails project took a bit longer than we would have liked it to. But again, it is a boat project, so maybe not so unexpected that it takes a while before we can tick it off the to-do list. In the next episode, we will continue the stanchions build fun and hope you will join us too.